Hey there. So, this is something I don't know that I ever planned on doing, but this is gonna be a little bit of a get ready with me. I'm trying to look at the monitor to see if I'm like in frame and everything. It's not a great look for this double chin. I mean, I don't know. I'm happy with who I am as a person, so we'll see. So I'm actually going out with a friend of mine today, so I will be wearing this a little later on. Just a cute little white dress that I got at Goodwill for like $5. It has pockets, which is what absolutely matters the most to me, but you know, I'm gonna set this down over here. I've got some makeup that I want to try that I've either only used like a couple times or haven't really used. I hope the sound is okay. Again, this is a new setup for me, so you saw my eyeball. Maybe I cut it out. Who knows? So first off, I'm going to spray my skin with the Tony Moly Hydrating Serum Mist. This is the 24K Gold Niacinamide. It's a fancy snail spray. If you're grossed out hearing that, I'm very sorry. But it's very, very hydrating. Allegedly, how they do it is they like have snails on like a screen, and then they get like you know what, this is getting gross. I'm not even, you know what, Google it. Maybe don't if you're a little squeamish. So next up, we are going to use my favorite day cream. This is also from Tony Moly. This is the Choc Green Tea. This is the Daily Moisturizer. I love the container it comes in, but there's not, there's a lot of wasted space around here. But, I need my little spatula. So I don't like to just like jam my whole finger in a moisturizer like this. I use a little silicone spatula to get just like a little bit. And then heavy emphasis on my cheeks, because that is the driest part of my face. And then of course the under eyes. So how are you? How are things? Are they good? I have like a little wipe here to wipe my hands off, because I don't like the feel of things on my hands. Make of that what you will. So next thing I'm going to use is an eye primer. This is a primer that I'm trying to use up. No, I'm going to use my About Face one. It's a fun day. I want it to be a nice day. I am trying to use the hard candy one. It's not anything special. It does what it says it'll do. But this is the Shadow Fix primer from About Face. I got this in a set. I need a mirror is what I need. So I'm like leaning over so I can see into my mirror. And then what I do is I kind of pat it around with my ring finger, because like I've heard that your ring finger tip is like the softest one. I don't know. It just feels nice. So that's why I use that one. Oh, I was asking how you were doing. How are you doing? Are you good? Things okay for you, I hope? Yeah. this is a bit on the chatty side. For me anyway. I need a little bit more primer. I really am running out. You don't need a lot of eyeshadow primer. That's a common like trap I see people fall into using eyeshadow primers, is they're like, I don't like it, it doesn't work, it creases immediately. You can't really see them, but I have pretty hooded eyes. They're very pretty, but they are hooded eyes. That's a joke. Not really, they are pretty eyes, but they're my grandma's. Anyway, I have hooded eyes, and so I found that if you only put a little bit of eyeshadow primer, it goes a lot better. The palette we're going to be using today is a Sydney Grace Temptalia palette. This is the On the Horizon Light. It looks like this. It's beautiful, no? Now, I really thought this palette was going to be something different than it actually was. I thought it was going to be more warm toned than it is. Let's see, what brush am I looking for even? I'm gonna go a little bold today, and I'm gonna use some of the like green tones. I thought about doing like a nice demure pink kind of tone, but I think I want to go bold and kind of pull in some of the green like from my dress. I don't know. I heard a long time ago that like, oh, you should never match your eyeshadow to your top or whatever the rule is. I don't believe in that rule. I'm in the Robert Welsh camp of like, you can be an artist, you can do what you want to do. Like, there are color theories. There's theories you can follow, but I don't think of like hard and fast rules when it comes to like makeup stuff. I don't know. So I have some pushing brushes. These are from the Cream Shop. You'll see some other pushing brushes in a little bit. I'm in my pushing era. So what I'm doing now is just packing that into the crease and like the outer third of my eyelid, because I really want to have it be like a little dramatic, but it is still like the daytime. I'm getting together with this friend at like 1 o'clock, and then we're gonna have like a lunch, and then we're gonna hit a bunch of like thrift stores in my town, because she's not from around here. So there are also places like I've never been. Like, I've lived here for a few years now, but like haven't really explored my own town very much. So it's one of those things, like, we'll be exploring together. And yeah, I'm really excited. We're gonna go to a restaurant that I haven't been to in years. I'd say the name of it, but I think it's like a local place, and I don't know that we're at that level of closeness audience of like a few people. I mean, I'm recording this and we have a little over 100 subscribers, which feels insane. I feel really grateful to have 100 subscribers. I never really thought that I would. Which, I mean, when there's people who have, you know, tens of millions of subscribers or whatever, like, it's easy to compare yourself to that and be like, But I never thought I'd have any subscribers, so here we are. I have more pushing brushes. These are the ones from Spectrum. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Look at how cute these are. It's like gaming themed. It's gaming and pushing, and that's like me. It's just like me for real. Just like me for real. I initially went in to the shade Desert Spoon in my crease, and now I will go into Earthbound on my lid. And then I think I'm gonna go into Midnight Courage as like a liner shade, but we'll see. Normally I don't use a brush for shimmer shades. I am a savage animal and use my finger, but I want this to be a little bit more diffused. So not so bright, but just kind of really soft. Hence why I'm using a brush to make it soft. If you're still listening, I'm really grateful that you're here. I hope you're having an awesome day. I hope like everything has been just a wonderful day for you. And if it hasn't, tomorrow's a different day. And you know what? Maybe you can look back at today and find one good thing that happened for you. Because like, I gotta say, there are some days I gotta do that too, where like I've had a rough day, it's been a beast of a day, and just I've really gotta kind of look at the day as a whole and say, okay, what was the best thing that happened? What was a good thing that happened to me? Dropping stuff. And then kind of go from there. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the shade Heart Dog. And like, don't feel like you need to buy these palettes, this palette particularly, because really, I would say, oh, and I'm using that same brush, by the way. This is a look you could probably recreate with like any of these shades. So if you have like a palette with similar shades, or you just have similar shades in your collection, don't worry about it. And like, if you're also not really into makeup and you're only listening to this for someone to fall asleep to, you especially don't need this. I'm like an anti-influencer saying, hey, don't buy this. You don't need it. For whatever reason, you've probably got stuff that you already love, and that's great. Use what you have and love it, you know? I can never get my left side to match my right, because I have two entirely differently shaped eyeballs. I have astigmatism in one eye. Super cool. So, okay, now what I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna, you know what? I lied. I am gonna do the liner now. Because then that way if I mess up, I can clean it up pretty easy. So that I'm going to do a little differently. Because normally I get real close to my mirror, but you won't be able to see that. So I'm stepping off camera for a second. Yeah, how's your day going? Is it good? Was it a rough one? You just kind of unwinding? Are you still working? Do you work? Do you go to school? For me, I do not go to school. I work full-time. I like my job. It's alright. It affords me the opportunity to do things that I love to do, like this. And that's kind of the measure of a job for me these days, is like, does it allow me to still spend time like with my friends, with my family? Can I still pursue my hobbies? Things like that. And my job currently does that. And when it ceases to do that, I will cease to work there. Because I don't feel bad about leaving a job. If it's not good for me, I will find a different place. It's that simple. Like, I have good qualities. I'm a hard worker. This isn't really a job interview, but I have good qualities that make me a good employee. But I mean, my employer needs to have good qualities that make them a good employer. And so far, what I have seems nice, so I'll take it. So next up is going to be a little weird because I'm going to put on my foundation, but I'm going to use something that actually isn't foundation as my foundation today because I will be walking around a lot outside. So what I will be using is the Etude House Face Blur. This is the smoothing one. It comes in the peach container. It's a smoothing SPF 33 PA++. So typically you would have to use a lot of this to get the SPF benefits out of it. And I do. I use this as a foundation. Now, as you can see, very pale. Very, 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 very pale. So I am able to use 3 pumps of this. So as you can see, quite a bit, to be able to use this as like a base. So I apply it with my fingers. Now, you might be thinking, there's no way that's a foundation. And it's not. I feel very secure in my skin. I don't feel like I need a lot of foundation. So what I do is I apply this to my face. I let it set down for a little bit. And then what I do is I will put on a concealer where I will spot conceal, like I have some redness on my cheeks. I've got some redness around my nose. I feel kind of weird about it. So I will put on a spot concealer there. The one I've been using and liking a lot lately is the Ulta Beauty Youthful Glow concealer. And this is in the shade Light Cool. Because I'm light and cool. Not to brag, but I'm pretty cool. As you can see, it's a little deeper than I would normally go for a concealer. But I really like this one. And that's about the time that I take to let this set down. And then I'm actually... Is this... I can't remember where the box is. Is this a concealer brush or no? You know what? Any brush is a concealer brush if you try hard and believe in yourself. So I like it because it's soft. It's very, very soft. So I apply it on the back of my hand. And then as you saw, I take a brush. And I do take a lot of time to just pat it in. That way it kind of looks a little more even. It looks a little more blended. I go up to my eyebrows because I've got, like, you can't see them, but I've got really, like, I got some veins there that are just, they're off the chain. So I'm making weird faces because I want to get my under eyes. And of course, you know what? I got some under eye bags. I am well into my 30s. And you know what? My 30s have been the best. The absolute best decade of my life. I'm doing things I want to do. I'm happier. I'm able to really focus on what matters to me and not, what matters to my parents or teachers or my boss or things like that. Like, I don't super care. Like, I care about the people who matter to me. I care about the people who depend on me. But, like, I don't care about, like, if I forget to send an email at my job and it's not that important. I'm not gonna literally lose sleep over it. I'm not gonna throw up at work because I'm anxious. Because at the end of the day, that's not what's the most important to me. Like, yeah, sure, I take my job seriously. Hey, look at this little friend. I still get acne in my 30s. If you're watching this and you're young, or even if you're older than me and you feel like you don't have your life together, that's fine. That's normal. I mean, I didn't know how loud that would be. I'm gonna put on a lip oil because I'm probably gonna use a lip stain and my lips are feeling pretty dry from talking. This is the Milani lip oil in the lychee or lychee nectar. Not much of a swatch, but much of a mess, I'll tell you that. It smells so good. Okay, so I got that. You know, I might just take this with me too. That way, if my lippy like rubs off, I'll have a lip oil to put on. That's not the one I want for blush. I always get to this part and then I'm like, what am I going to use for blush? I think I'll use my Dennis and Myrick's Groundwork Blooming Romance. Love, love, love these palettes. Cannot speak highly of them enough. However, they are a very niche product. Very niche. If you're not someone who really loves these colors, loves like a pomade formula for like blushes and stuff like that, this is not for you. And you know what? That's okay. I'm going into the shade Smitten because I think that might be better. Yeah, Smitten was better. But I've already committed to the shade Dreamy, so here we are. Here we are. As you can see, it's a little bit of like a corally shade. Anyway. Do your lips ever get so dry that you're just like, it's a desert? Oh man, I totally forgot. I've got these lip and cheek colors from Wet n Wild I was gonna use. But maybe next time. Find out next time on the next Dragon Ball Z. Any of you guys watch Dragon Ball Z? Or Dragon Ball? I never did. And by never, I mean my friend's brother would watch it. So, like, we were sometimes subjected to it. But I would say I never watched it by choice. I feel like that's fair. There's nothing wrong with it, but I think, like, as a kid, I was like, that's a show that's for your brother, it's not for me. Because, like, I low-key didn't like her brother very much. He was kind of one of those kids that, like, I am going to go in with a little bit of powder. This is from MAC. This is their Studio Fix Mineralized Light So yeah, I do tend to go in with a little bit of a powder on top, just to kind of like blur everything out and just kind of mattify it a little bit. Let's see. And then after this, I'm going to check the time, because I don't want to be late. I haven't seen this person in a long, long time. So I took off my Fitbit. Scandalo. I don't speak very much Spanish. Please do not think that I do. As my Spanish teacher would say, I know enough to be dangerous, because I can understand words, like bits and pieces of a sentence, but I'm not always reliable when it comes to translation. So yeah, so that's a thing. But there's always time to learn a new language. And today's sponsor can tell you we're sponsored by, I'm kidding, I don't have a sponsor. Could you imagine if I had a language sponsorship right now in the middle of this video? I mean, people do it, obviously. Like ASMR folks don't always have them at like the beginning of their videos. This liner is bugging me. It's not quite even on the left side. So I'm gonna go in and fix it. Or make it a million times worse. Who's to say? No, I fixed it. So, not to brag, but I can sometimes fix my eyeliner. And for my eyeliner, I just use like this e.l.f. smudge brush, they call it. Smudge. Do you love my nails, by the way? I do. I've grown to love them. Initially, when I got them done, I did not like them. I had an accent nail, not flipping you off. I had an accent nail that was way different than this, so I changed it at home, and now I like it. It's a very subtle accent nail now. Okay, so we got blush, highlighter. I love, with my whole heart, Teresa's deck. Love her. And she always wants to be like seen from space with her highlighters. And you know what? So do I. It's aspirational, is what it is. But that's not the look I'm going for today. I do want to just look nice. So what I'm gonna do is use Tropico from Cleona. Now, I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna. Look at that shift. Cleona is one of those brands that before I tried them, I was like, there's no way the hype is that real. No way. Because like everybody loved everything that this brand had to offer. Everything. I never saw a bad review. The bad reviews that I saw were that, oh, this palette is all shimmers, so I don't like it. I'm literally going in with this ancient hard candy eyeshadow brush and using the teeniest bit, like tapping it off, even dabbing it off, and it's already gonna be so shiny. Because I have committed to the bit now of light blush, crazy highlighter. Can you see it? Maybe. You've probably seen my eyes if you've actually been watching this video, or if you're just listening, you probably haven't. But, ooh, maybe what I'll do is when I'm editing it, I'll go through and just put like an emoji as my face. I don't know why, but I always crack up when I see that on like Amazon reviews, where someone is like reviewing a product and they post a picture and then their face is like a big heart or something. I'm checking the light over here, seeing how things kind of look. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking pretty good. I need to do my brows though. That I will go into my regular Dennis-Amyrix. This one's called Defining Neutrals, which I kind of forgot was the name of it. Can you tell which shade I use for my brows? Can you tell that it's literally this one? Where's my brow brush? This is another one where I'm probably gonna have to lean over kind of wonky, so you might not see me for a moment. Don't judge me. Don't judge how I live my life. Don't judge how anyone lives their life, really. Like, there's a creator that I enjoy who has a phrase that I've been trying to remind myself, and it's, you can't reason someone out of a situation that they didn't reason themselves into. And for me, that's sadly the case these days, is that like I don't love how some people feel and how some people treat others, but I can't reason them out of a situation that they didn't reason themselves into. I want to. I want people to just be nice to each other, be good to each other, be good humans. But the sad thing is they're not. And that's the truth. Anyway, on to happier things. So I'm gonna go have lunch, and I may or may not just get appetizers. No one needs to know this, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. I love a good chicken wing. Maybe I've talked about this, but like, it's a running joke with me and my friends that like, hey, what's your favorite like appetizer, like when you're going out and stuff? And mine is wings. Buffalo wings, regular wings. I had some really good ranch wings recently, which I never thought about it, but yeah, just like ranch them, you know? Like, I am not a person who can have blue cheese. Yep, can't have blue cheese. Makes me sick. And it's not like a food allergy, like I'm not in danger if I have it, but it's just not great for my tum-tum. Okay, what are we gonna do for a lip? I'm thinking neutral. And let's see. Oh, I also got the Pusheen makeup case. It says Pusheen Spectrum. It's got Pusheen on the front. It's like a little Game Boy. And then it's got little pockets on the inside. So I plan to use this when I travel for like my brushes or something. But I love it. Anyway, lip color. What do I want to do? Do you like when I serenade you? Is it good? It's probably not very good. Maybe we go with Zuma. Supernova. So I've got these. I've got some neutral browns that I might go with. I kind of want to go with something that's going to last, but not any of these. They're not speaking to me. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear my tum. It's like almost time to get going. And as Reggie would say, my body is ready. Does anyone else get that reference? Is it literally just me? Okay, like maybe the bottom one. So the top is Zuma, and the bottom is Caramel Crush. Do you say caramel or caramel? Tell me in the comments. Get it? Because it'll be hard to tell me in the comments. Because you'll just be writing out the word. I make myself laugh, and sometimes that's what's important. You know? You gotta love yourself. Ooh, maybe I do this Rose Rising lip stain. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Maybe. Ugh, I always get to like the lip portion, and then I'm like, I don't know what to do. And you know what, really, I should be thinking about what they say at like Leader in Me schools, if you're familiar with what those are, which is very specific. But one of their habits as they call them, is begin with the end in mind. And I don't always do that. I don't hate it. I don't know anyone who can talk and put lipstick on, because that just seems impossible. So give me a moment. But here's how the bottom half's looking. It's a little deeper than I want it to be, but that's because it's a stain. And so I'm gonna blot it off. Dang. Definitely darker than I thought it should be. So let's blot it down. It's better. I think I need to let the top one sit a little longer. Ta-da! A little lighter. Not quite what I was going for. Last up, what I'll be doing is, one, I'm going to let you go, but after this, I will be doing my mascara and my lower lash line. I'm going to use this well-loved Sailor Moon eyeliner from ColourPop. Can you see it? Yeah, I don't even know what the name is. That's how loved it is. And then, oh, that was probably spicy. And then I'm going to put on mascara. I'm going to do 2 coats on my top lash and 1 on my bottom. I always use a waterproof for my bottom lash line. And then these are just the 2 that I have. They're from Clinique and Benefit. They were samples that I got. They're both pretty good. They work well together. But yeah, thank you for coming with me. I appreciate getting ready together. Maybe you're getting ready. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know your life. But, oh yeah, that's much better. I've blotted down the top lip. Okay, well, this was fun. I'm gonna go eat now. And I will see you next time.